Hello everyone, welcome to the channel for the toys. Tony here, and we got ourselves two fun little guys that we're going to open up. It just passed on the New Year's and just had our Christmas here in America and various other holidays, so I hope you guys, whoever's watching this, had a lovely holiday break, or at least hopefully had a break, and hopefully had a good New Year's and good holiday. I had a pretty dang good one. The old wifey hooked me up with some wonderful new Hammond Collection items, and we're going to go power open these today. And as you notice, they are the newest that just have come out in the Hammond Collection. So we got the Mussaurus and we got Ornitholestes. All right, so this is our goal today. We're going to take a look at it. We're going to take a look at the box. We're going to take a look at them. And then, of course, we're going to end our little thing with some dino facts, which some of you might be surprised. I don't know too much about these guys. But, like a spoiler alert. But I do know enough to hopefully intrigue you and go look up some more information on them. So, with that being said, without further ado, let's go ahead and get it going.
Hold on to your butts.
All right, we are back, folks, and let's go ahead and we'll start with the boxes first. So, I totally forgot to mention this. So, if you are a new subscriber, thank you. We did see that some of the numbers have gone up. We really appreciate your support. I know our goal is right now we're trying to get to 500. So, if you know anyone who would like to share this video, please help us out, get that going. I know we're not too big and we're not too flashy, but we do our best and we're just trying to have fun and trying to share some of our cool finds and knowledge. And those of you who have been following us for a long time, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. But let's get down to it. So, usual box, we have True FX. This is their new label they've done probably on the last 2 waves now. Then we got Hammond Collection, and we got the name here. You can see the actual creature, although I'm pretty shiny in the actual thing, I'm noticing. So there it is. And there is I think this is a rendering. They used to have the actual model of the creature, the figure, but all right. Hammond Collection on that side. Normally, this would be where you see it, but this is not in anything. We'll get to more on this later, but it says Mussaurus has increased posability, multiple points of articulation, and dynamic accessories for epic scene creation. All right, and then we got the back. This is the actual model. You can see we got 3 different images here, and then here is the upcoming line. There is one more on here, but it's not shown, and that is the bigger. I believe it's the Pachyrhinosaurus. Could be wrong. Which is really cool. I like Pachyrhinosaurus. And on the bottom here, we have the usual safety stuff. Center it up right there, so if anyone needs the number and all that. And then top, we just have the T-Rex logo in the Jurassic World. Alright, so nothing too fancy with these boxes. For some reason, both boxes are kind of not so fancy. Again, name, clear packaging, rendering right there. There's the Hammond Collection symbol. Again, it's actually the exact same wording, which is really weird to me. Ornitholestes has a posability, increased posability, multiple, blah, 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 blah. As you can see, it still has the exact same stuff. Like, you could look, it's the exact same thing. So they didn't really try to find too many dino facts about this guy. Here you go. Here's the 3 things. Again, it says it up there. And then we have the premium details for enhanced realism. And then there's the thing again. But more importantly, here is the bottom. So if you need to look anything up for yourself, there it is. All right. And of course, the top is the same. All right, so I guess I'll start in alphabetical order. We'll start with him first. So I'm going to open him up. And I got my knife here. And I got my snips. So If you've been watching the channel, you know I'm kind of a weird guy, and I like to do the weird, like, wah, reveal the whole thing. Only this time around, we have a little bit of a different story here. Oh, look at that. So the tail is in the side still. So we're gonna have to slide this out. I like the blue. Blue's nice. So I'm gonna toss this down. I'm gonna go ahead and pop these off. Got my danks. And those of you who've been following me long enough, you may be proud to know that I'm actually doing things correctly. Look at this. Look at this time. I'm going from the back. It's no longer amateur hour. That's okay. My knowledge is somewhere else, I guess. So go ahead and put that aside. You have a tail. Pretty nice. Good detail. It is a wired tail. So that's nice. Okay. And the inside appears to be a standard, just a hole. So not sure if you can see that. But all right, let's go ahead and pop this out. So we've got a new feature this time. So they're giving us accessories now to the animals. So we got these little hands here, which are really in here. There's one, and there's the other one. I'll show you guys in a moment. And then we're gonna go out and pop out these ties, like so. All right, they make them so incredibly tight and so incredibly in the weirdest places to get them out. I hope that's all of them. Nope. So there's one for each leg. So I'm looking at 4 total ties. I'm sorry if the ties and the plastic is super loud. Hopefully the mic is not picking it up, but I apologize in advance. It's a very weird, kind of crinkly plastic, but we're done. We're done with that. All right, should pop out. Bonk. All right, very nice. Let's go ahead and put this out to the side. All right, so here it is. Let's take a look. We have a kind of a realistic painted eye. Has like a star pattern. Pretty cool. Right mouth. Mouth up and down. Head up, down. Left, right, all the way around. Break your neck, I guess. Lower neck, up, down, all the way around. Shoulders flare out, like so. Oops, sorry. We won't get anyone seasick. Lower limbs, again, more bending, a 360 turn. The ankles, it's a little tight, but again, up down 360 for both. Leg has it has some locking, but not all. The knee joint, again, same. Ankle joint has, oh, it's very stiff. Let's try the other one. Yeah, so the ankle joint on the other side does what it should, and both of them can do the 360, all right, like so. So we put them up here, and it looks like we have a quadruped lifestyle if we want, which is kind of nice. And then we also have the joints for little claws. Come on, there it is. And then this also has a bit, although that's really tough. It almost looks kind of gluey in there. It's not good. Again, another claw. So these pop off. This is my first dinosaur accessory. And then the back here we have the tail, just a circle with a little loop in there. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this in. Hope for the best. Sometimes these are, there it goes, nice good pop. So here you go. I have something like that. So I'm guessing you can do kind of like a feeding from the treetops kind of thing if you want. Something like that. Not too bad. But we'll talk more about him later. We'll put him over here. Over here? Over here. Creepily in the corner. Alright, next. Next we're going to open up Ornitholestes, which is a cool name to say. And I have a feeling that we're going to see very similar points of articulation. I just smacked the other guy in the face. So go ahead, open it up. So, and yep, so I thought we have another tail along the bottom here. We're going to pop this out. Put that over there. We have the tail. Looks like they tried to add some feathers to it. Looks like it looks like some of the wire is coming through my tail. I don't know what that's about, but it is a wire again, so we can do that. Do this. See, it doesn't seem too bad. All right, again we got two little handsies. So two little handsies again. They seem more of like a curved look versus this open look that we got in here. And we got 4 more ties. Whew. All right, so bear with me, folks. Bear with me. We're gonna pop them out. There's 1. There's 2. This one's way the hell down to the bottom. Why would they do this? Why? Why would they do this? 3. Oh my god. Alright, and then the other one way down here as well. Holy moly. Oh my gosh. Sorry for movement and noise and all this horrible stuff. Like I said, we're not known for being flashy and clean. We're known for being loud and weird. Alright, we got it all out. Alright, there it goes. Alright, so he should pop out. Oh, wow. The world's loudest plastic. Alright. Put those all there so the dog doesn't even litter. Alright, here we go. Ornitholestes. We have another high-colored eye. I'm not sure why they didn't go with the glass anymore. They started doing glass on everything, but now they're doing this like super painted, detailed eyes, which I guess it looks nice. All right, we got some color some coloring, some bicoloring. We have some feathering on the top here. All right, jaw. Okay. All right. A little bit of an underbite. It's got a little bit of the All right. Same posable neck like so. Spin you around like that. A little stiff neck here. Same situation. Same situation with these claw arms. A little loose actually. It's kind of somewhat nice. This elbow has a joint there. So let's try to move it on that joint. There we go. It's a little tight there, so I'm not going to do too much. Hand also has another little joint like that, and of course it can spin all the way around. The fingers are asymmetrical. Got really big index fingers. Legs, same joint. I didn't do just the other one, but they do splay out and splay in a little bit, so it's better from this side. Right, so you kind of get a little split action. Knee. Oh, the knee has like a click. How interesting. All right, the ankle down there. Okay, that one's pretty good. And then we have another joint down here with the foot. So. Huh. How interesting. So this is knee, this is ankle. I know that sounds weird, it's way up here. And these are kind of like the toe joints for us. These would be like our fingers. But they're all extended for different uses for this animal. All right, so those are all the main movements. it does seem everything rotates like this. Okay. The back tail has the same situation. So we're just going to go ahead and plug it in. All right, perfect. Very good. So now we have this little guy like this. And we have this guy like this. A little back heavy. There we go. And then here's the claws. Oh, I forgot to show you these claws. So these claws they're pretty much the same claw. They're just different digits. So one has 4, one has 3. But they're still the same action. They got lovely painted nails. They got their nails done. Very high gloss. Like it. Alright. So, dino facts. Ornitholestes is a very small theropod dinosaur. To the point where, as per usual, Jurassic World has chosen the wrong animal and the wrong size for it. So Ornitholestes is no bigger than kind of like a chicken. Normal size of a velociraptor, if you will, during the normal velociraptor time. But we'll bring Dr. Grant in because he's a scientist, and we'll do a size comparison. You can see it looks like they use pretty much the velociraptor model to create Ornitholestes. They didn't want to size it. They didn't want to do anything. Normally, the Ornitholestes only goes up to about maybe high knee height. So it's a tiny animal. So it would be probably challenging to sell an Ornitholestes by itself. Being like, here you go, have your parents or your adult children go out and pay, whatever it is, $12 for a thing that's like, this big, that big. But they look pretty. They both have some really great patterns. We have no idea what these patterns would be. The fossils do not contain color. There are some amber sites that do have some color, but I do not believe he is it. This is a Jurassic animal, so this is actually a much older version of all the raptors that you would see later in the movies and in the fossil record. So one could say that this is kind of like the early blueprint for the Velociraptor, Utah Raptor, Deinonychus, all those ones. And then of course over here we have Mussaurus, which I forgot to. So Ornithoraptor, its name tells you what it does, or what they thought it does. So ornitho, meaning bird, in Greek, and then lestes is robber or thief. And so they believe that this guy, being, normally that small, not this big, would go around and be hunting and taking eggs of other larger dinosaurs. So, unseen. Mussaurus. If the word moose sounds familiar to you in your various Latin tongues and things like that, that is correct, because it stands for mouse lizard. Now, does this guy look like a mouse? No, he's actually quite large. In fact, this is a juvenile. The adult bones, when they finally found them, were in the upwards of the 20 plus feet in length. So that's, probably the width of the whole shot here. And they did actually walk, they believe they walked on both bipedal for their adolescent stage, and then most likely when they got heavier and bigger, they switched to quadruped. If this looks like an early beginnings of a sauropod, and that you are probably correct. So sauropods having the long necks and long tails and walking on all fours. This was probably a descendant or common ancestor of some of those ones later on. This one is a late Triassic sauropod morph, is what they call it. And so you would find these guys wandering around in herds being hunted by very early theropods. And of course, as evolution dictates, there would become an arms race, and in order to fight off getting hunted, these types of dinosaurs, their ancestors would later become massive and massive, to where you get Brachiosauruses and Titanosauruses and other massive creatures. So, but I think I'm gonna kind of close on that note. Like I said, that's all I really know about these guys. I don't really know. I think this is a North American one, and this, since I probably don't know much about this, I kind of assume this one's a South American one. Argentina is most likely the case because there's a ton of cool studies and research coming out of Argentina. And I try my best, but I don't follow too closely with all of the dinosaur news nowadays. But there you go. So there's some cool shots. This guy is too small and this guy is too big. So classic Jurassic World sizing. I don't particularly want to pop on the hands just yet. I think I'm going to soak both of them in some hot water before I swap them out. But I will take some pictures with the different hands on them and post them at the end of the video. And speaking of the end of the video, let's start wrapping it up because it's a pretty big long one because I did 2 at once. So again, thank you for every new subscriber. Thanks for all the old subscribers hanging in there. And I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday and New Year. We hope to bring you some more fun stuff in this coming year and get some cool reveals on various toy rooms, as both Mike and I have been doing a lot of updating and renovating and showing, fixing a lot of old setups that need to get a really nice makeover. So keep an eye out for those. Keep an eye out for any of our little shorts. We do have our Instagram account that does contain a lot of our finds, so keep an eye on that so you know what's out there in the world. We had a wonderful Ross Con, so hopefully we'll throw some Ross videos out for you guys as well. I hope everyone else had a wonderful Ross Con. And again, thank you everyone for making our little dream a reality. And as always, for the toys. Take care, everyone. Oh no! Oh no!